1970s produced some of the most innovative sounds in rock history. Yet for every band that became legendary, dozens more delivered hit records and then disappeared without a trace. Here are 13 vanished bands from the 1970s you forgot. Number 13. Badfinger.
Let you know what you should know.
Apple Records signed them in 1968, making them the first non-Beatles act on the label. Paul McCartney wrote their debut hit, Come and Get It, which reached number 7 in 1970. Day After Day climbed to number 4 in 1972, produced by George Harrison himself. They seemed destined to carry the Beatles torch into a new decade. Then everything collapsed. Business manager Stan Polly embezzled millions from the band, leaving them broke despite platinum sales. Guitarist Pete Ham took his own life in April 1975, aged just 27. Bassist Tom Evans followed in November 1983, also by suicide. The band that influenced power pop acts like Cheap Trick and the Posies became rock's most tragic cautionary tale about industry exploitation. Number 12. Mungo Jerry. In the summer of 1970, one song dominated airwaves across the globe. In the Summertime sold millions of copies worldwide and reached number 1 in approximately 15 countries. The British skiffle band fronted by Ray Dorset became instant superstars. Their jug band sound felt fresh and irresistible. Radio stations played the track endlessly for months. Follow-up single Baby Jump hit number 1 in the UK but barely registered in America. Internal disputes fractured the original lineup by 1972. Dorset continued using the name with rotating musicians, but mainstream audiences had moved on. Their summer anthem still plays at barbecues today.
When the winter's here, yeah, it's party time. Bring a bottle, wagon back, 'cause it'll soon be summertime.
Number 11. The Raspberries. Cleveland, Ohio produced a power pop revolution in 1972. Go All the Way exploded onto the Billboard Hot 100, peaking at number 5. Critics called them the American Beatles, praising their lush harmonies and crunchy guitars. Lead singer Eric Carmen possessed a voice that conveyed both vulnerability and rock swagger. Capitol Records invested heavily in their success. Creative tensions between Carmen and guitarist Wally Bryson grew unbearable by 1974. The band split in 1975 after 4 albums. Carmen scored solo hits like All By Myself in 1976, but the Raspberries vanished. Bands like Cheap Trick and the Romantics later cited them as foundational influences on American power pop.
Some way, I promise it'll be alright.
Number 10. Pilot.
Yeah. Ooh, I gotta warn ya. Here comes Canada.
David Payton and Billy Lyle, who had both previously played in an early incarnation of the Bay City Rollers, formed a band that conquered 1975. Magic soared to number 5 in America and topped the Canadian charts for weeks. Their soft rock sound fit perfectly between Fleetwood Mac and 10cc on FM radio playlists. EMI Records pushed them as the next big British invasion act. Internal disagreements about musical direction emerged during their third album sessions. The band quietly disbanded in 1977 with little fanfare or announcement. Payton and guitarist Ian Berenson pivoted to become core members of the Alan Parsons Project from its very first album in 1976 onward. Pilot's magic still appears in film soundtracks and television commercials, yet few remember the band behind it.
Magic, you know, never believe it's not so.
Number 9. Pavlov's Dog. St. Louis seemed an unlikely birthplace for progressive rock excellence. Yet in 1975, this Missouri band released Pampered Menial to widespread critical acclaim. Lead vocalist David Surkamp possessed an otherworldly high tenor that drew comparisons to Yes frontman John Anderson. Rolling Stone praised their ambitious arrangements and emotional depth. ABC Records expected a commercial breakthrough that never materialized. Their second album, At the Sound of the Bell, sold poorly despite positive reviews. Label support evaporated, and the band dissolved in 1977. Prog enthusiasts in Europe kept their memory alive through bootleg trades and fanzine articles. Reunions in later decades attracted devoted cult followings, but mainstream America never knew what it missed.
She came down, held me close, and came down from night sky.
Number 8. Sugarloaf.
I've got a song to make you happy. I've got a song to lift you high.
Denver's psychedelic rock scene produced an FM radio classic in 1970. Green-Eyed Lady ran well over 5 minutes, yet radio programmers played every second. The track peaked at number 3 on the Billboard Hot 100. Keyboardist and vocalist Jerry Corbetta crafted a sound that blended jazz, rock, and psychedelia into something unique. Liberty Records saw album-oriented rock potential. Subsequent releases failed to capture that same magic.
Green-eyed lady, passion's lady, dressed in love.
Don't Call Us, We'll Call You reached number 9 in 1975, offering brief commercial revival. Lineup instability and creative exhaustion took their toll quickly. The band dissolved around 1977 or 1978, never to properly reunite. Classic rock stations still spin Green-Eyed Lady regularly, introducing new generations to a band that barely outlasted the decade.
Call us.
Before we continue, which of these vanished 70s bands do you actually remember hearing on the radio back in the day? Did any of these songs bring back specific memories? Drop a comment and let us know where you're watching from. Number 7. Stories.
Yeah, the basket could when he took her home to meet his.
August 1973 belonged to one song. Brother Louie topped the Billboard Hot 100 for 2 consecutive weeks, a soulful tale of interracial romance. Lead vocalist Ian Lloyd delivered the performance with raw, emotional power. Hot Chocolate had recorded the original, but Stories made it an American phenomenon. Kama Sutra Records expected a lengthy hit-making career. The band could not replicate that commercial success with subsequent releases. Internal conflicts over musical direction intensified throughout 1974. Members departed, and the classic lineup fractured beyond repair. Stories officially disbanded before their third album could materialize. Lloyd pursued a solo career with modest results. The band that once topped the charts became a classic one-hit wonder story. Number 6. Fanny. David Bowie declared them one of the finest rock bands of their time. Formed in 1969, Fanny became one of the first all-female rock groups to release a full album on a major label. Reprise Records released their self-titled debut in 1970. Charity Ball reached number 40 in 1971, proving women could rock as hard as any male counterpart.
I don't want to play a game, so let's get right down to it.
They toured relentlessly alongside acts like Slade. Industry sexism created constant obstacles throughout their career. Radio programmers dismissed them as a novelty, despite genuine musical talent. Butterboy peaked at number 29 in 1975, their highest charting single. The band dissolved that same year, exhausted from fighting an uphill battle. Pioneers like the Runaways and the Go-Go's later acknowledged Fanny's trailblazing influence on women in rock.
I mean every word I say, I just need a chance to prove it.
Number 5. The Ozark Mountain Daredevils.
I've been walking on the ground, waiting for the guns to quit.
Missouri's answer to the Eagles blended country, folk, and southern rock into a distinctive sound. If You Want to Get to Heaven reached number 25 in 1974, establishing their radio presence. Then came Jackie Blue in 1975, soaring to number 3 on the Billboard Hot 100.
The winner and Jackie, they've lost its...
A&M. Records positioned them alongside Poco and Pure Prairie League in the country rock movement. Musical tastes shifted dramatically toward disco and punk by decade's end. Album sales declined steadily after 1976, despite continued touring. The band never officially disbanded, but faded entirely from mainstream consciousness. They continued performing regionally in the Midwest for decades afterward. Jackie Blue remains a staple of 70s soft rock radio, yet few listeners remember the band's name.
Stars in your strawberry wine. You take the world, but you won't take...
Number 4. Montrose. San Francisco guitarist Ronnie Montrose assembled a band that helped invent American heavy metal. Their 1973 self-titled debut featured a young Sammy Hagar on vocals, delivering proto-metal anthems like Rock the Nation and Bad Motor Scooter. The album went gold without a hit single, purely on FM radio airplay and word of mouth. Critics heard the future of hard rock. Hagar departed in 1975 to pursue solo stardom. Subsequent Montrose albums with different vocalists failed, commercially. The band dissolved in 1977, overshadowed by the very movement they helped create. Van Halen, Quiet Riot, and Dokken all cited that debut album as influential. Ronnie Montrose continued solo work until his death in 2012, but his namesake band remained tragically overlooked. Number 3. Argent. After the Zombies disbanded in 1968, keyboardist Rod Argent formed a new progressive rock vehicle. Hold Your Head Up became an arena rock anthem in 1972, reaching number 5 on the Billboard Hot 100. The track's pounding organ riff and soaring vocals became FM radio staples. Epic Records saw album sales potential in their ambitious sound. Commercial returns diminished with each subsequent release throughout the mid-1970s. Internal tensions over musical direction created fractures within the lineup. The band quietly dissolved in 1976 without fanfare or announcement. Kiss later covered their song God Gave Rock and Roll to You in 1991. Rod Argent eventually reunited the Zombies, but his 70s band remained a forgotten chapter in his career. Number 2. Sweathog. Columbia Records invested significant resources in this Los Angeles funk rock band. Hallelujah reached number 33 on the Billboard Hot 100 in 1971, showcasing their blend of rock, funk, and soul. Critics praised their energetic performances and tight musicianship. The label expected them to compete with Sly and the Family Stone in the funk rock marketplace. Internal dysfunction plagued the band almost immediately after their debut. Follow-up material failed to generate radio interest or chart success. Columbia dropped them from the roster before a second album could materialize. Sweathog disbanded in 1973, barely 2 years after their breakthrough moment. They remain one of the most obscure entries in early 70s funk rock history. Number 1. Ace. British pub rock produced countless bands in the mid-1970s, but few achieved international success. How Long changed everything in 1975, reaching number 3 on the Billboard Hot 100. Paul Carrack wrote and sang the jazzy soft rock gem about a cheating girlfriend. Anchor Records pushed the single heavily on American FM radio. The song still sounds timeless nearly 50 years later. The band could not replicate that commercial magic with subsequent releases. Creative differences and low album sales led to their quiet dissolution in 1977. Carrick went on to sing lead for Squeeze on Tempted and Mike and the Mechanics on The Living Years. Ace became a pleasant one-hit wonder memory, their soul classic still playing on oldies stations worldwide. Some bands need only one perfect song to earn their place in history.